She's going there to get boobs in a butt. Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, Leilani of Barbados. I wasn't actually going to do a video about this because I didn't think it was real. I thought it was fake news. But Meghan and Harry are actually going on a royal tour to Colombia, South America. Let's get into it. Prince Harry and Meghan announced new summer tour. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex will be heading to Colombia for a brief visit later this summer. The Duke and Duchess have accepted an invitation to visit Colombia later this summer. Prince Harry and Meghan were invited to the South American country by the Colombian Vice President Francia Marquez. In a statement confirming the 4-day visit, Marquez said she was pleased that Colombia will be hosting the Sussexes for the excursion, which will illuminate Colombia's role as a beacon of culture and innovation. Well, I have news for you, Miss Marquez. They're going to make it all about themselves, just like they did in Jamaica, just like they did in Nigeria. Incoming, I predict a speech from Miss Marquez disavowing Meghan Markle, just like the First Lady of Nigeria had to do. Jamaica, Nigeria, and now Colombia. What do those three nations have in common? Let's stop beating around the bush. They are very dangerous countries for foreigners. I could see how Meghan and Harry could help the countries by going out there and maybe doing some things like going to the Lekki Conservation in Nigeria, showing the beautiful landscape of the country, going to Dunsmuir Falls in Jamaica, showing how beautiful it is there, and perhaps doing some things in Colombia that would somehow bring tourism. However, we know they don't do that. They go to these countries and they make it all about themselves. They take from the countries instead of giving some highlight upon the countries. So I guess Meghan has more in common with Empire 2.0 than she thought. So the question is, why is the tour being seen as hypocritical? Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's hypocritical Colombia tour slammed after Duke previously labeled UK unsafe. That's right, because Prince Harry said the UK is so unsafe that Meghan can't come there. He won't bring his wife back to the UK.
One of the reasons why I won't bring my wife back to this country.
So why is he going to these danger zones? I come from a third world country too, so I understand that we all need tourism. But at the same time, if you're going to say the UK is so unsafe, why are you going into these places? Colombia is a country that has been in civil war for many years. So much so that there are warnings. There are warnings constantly about foreigners coming there. And if you know any foreigners that have come there, ask them a question or two about how their experience was. Because I know some that have come there and it weren't good. And there's this conspiracy theory or whatever that they might be trying to show the royal family that they need this taxpayer protection from the UK. They might be saying, look at us, we're going into the danger zone, help us. They might actually even be thinking of doing a near catastrophic chase, kidnapping, anything like that, 2.0. Just to prove how in danger they are. But of course, that would be very stupid because everybody would say, well, why did you go out there in the first place? You have nothing in common with the country. What do you have to do with Colombia? Whatever your campaign is at the moment, anti-bullying, whatever, doesn't have nothing to do with Colombia. The Commonwealth has nothing to do with Colombia. The Prince has nothing to do with Colombia. California has nothing to do with Meghan has. There's no reason for you to go there. But here they are going out again, just to put themselves out here for a big stir up and mix up to happen to them. And we already know that Harry has these ideations of bad things happening to them.
All it takes is one lone actor, one person who reads this stuff to act on what they have read. And whether it's a knife or acid, whatever it is, and these are things that are genuine concern for me.
So I'm just wondering, what exactly are they trying to achieve by going to Colombia? When I say that this has nothing to do with what they're doing right now, I'm not going to cover the CBS interview because I realized that it was all about silencing and censoring people. They're using their children to basically stop people from talking about them. And so at the end of the day, I know none of you really wanted to hear about it anyway, and you had a very good instincts to say that you don't want to hear about them. Of course, the optics turns off a lot of people, the two of them sitting down there, her rubbing up his knee, but also the fact that she said in the interview that she barely scraped the surface when talking about the royal family.
And I haven't really scraped the surface on my experience.
It just is giving more controversy that she wants to bring up and more relevancy that she wants to go back to slamming and throwing the royal family under the bus and calling them all sorts of names. So I could see why people didn't really want me to cover it. Yeah, at the end of the day, the conclusion would be that it is all about censorship and freedom of speech is bonkers, as Harry said.
There's so much I want to say about the First Amendment. I still don't understand it, but it is bonkers.
And all they're doing is using children, all kinds of different children who have passed away from various different means, not limited to abuse of substances, which Harry partakes in, that those things is why they don't want children online or something. And it's just very jumbled up and confusing, but at the end of the day, they're just using whoever they can use to say that mustn't talk about things online. So it's just about censorship. It has nothing to do with their kids. It has nothing to do with anybody else's kids. And I feel very sorry for the parents that are getting involved with them, who have actually grieved and lost to get involved with these two grifters now. They're enriching Harry and Meghan through their losses. It's getting gross at this point. Meghan Markle, you can't give any parents advice because you won't even speak to your father, Thomas Markle Sr. Lady Colin Campbell had to raise money for him to enjoy his 80th birthday, and you are here grifting and making money, but you can't even support your own father. So you can't give parents advice on anything unless you address your parent. But let's circle back to Colombia. And why is she actually going there? Well, I think she's going there for a BBL. That's a Brazilian butt lift. That is plastic surgery. I think Meghan Markle has become obsessed with plastic surgery and that she's going there to get boobs and a butt. Because that is one thing that you have to say about Colombia, is that they do one hell of a job when it comes to boobs and butt lifts. Now, we know that Meghan is trying to pretend that she's 43% Nigerian, and physically, if she could look more Nigerian, like my very favorite influencer, Cupid, who is a Nigerian, 100% Nigerian, this is how she looks. It is much cheaper to go to Colombia and get your boobs and butt done than it is to do it in Beverly Hills. And we already know that Meghan Markle has allegedly had surgery in California at a cheap price that did not work out well for her. So maybe she'll go to Colombia and Prince Harry can get some hair plugs while she's at it. And the main thing about the Colombian plastic surgery is the aftercare. So apparently they get to go to these like spas afterwards, or like where they have these nannies or like nurses taking care of them, massaging them, because once they put all those parts into the body, it needs to be massaged in so it doesn't come out deformed. So that is one big plus of going to Colombia, is that the aftercare is superb. She's a very good candidate for the plastic surgery in Colombia, because what they're very good at is carving out a waistline, the hourglass shape that every woman wants. They can make an hourglass out of a SpongeBob. I don't think she's going down there for any other reason. I think she's going to come back looking very different from Colombia. Yeah, this is not the first time that Meghan has been tampering with her looks. This is on CBS. I don't think it's just about a wig. Obviously, people wear wigs all the time and change up their hair all the time, but it doesn't change the way the face looks. Meghan's face looks remarkably different in that CBS interview. I don't know if they pulled something up here. I don't know what it was, but it's definitely not just about her hair, which I think everyone said was a wig, or that she was trying to put on a Catherine hairstyle or whatever it was. It's not just that. There's something she's doing. I think she's a perfect candidate of botched, or a woman that becomes so obsessed with plastic surgery because she's insecure. She's looking for something to perfect that she can't perfect through all the other things that she's doing. So her talent isn't getting her anywhere. She has none. Her money is not getting her anywhere. Her fame is not getting her anywhere. So maybe she can try to control the looks department. And I think that is a perfect candidate for an obsessed plastic surgery patient. But I must say, and I'm not trying to give her any ideas. I know you all keep telling me, please stop giving Meghan Markle ideas. But I personally think I would watch her as a botched episode. Like, I would much rather watch her go down to Colombia, do her plastic surgery journey, not understanding anything what they're saying to her because she does not speak Espanol, and we know that is also a lie she told.
In Argentina, in Buenos Aires.
That's sensational.
But they speak a very different kind of Spanish. It's Castellano, so it almost sounds like Italian. But
she can go down there and, the doctors can talk to her. We can see her go through how size or whatever, how big or how big the body is going to be and how big the fronts are going to, and we can watch all of that. I think that would be extremely enjoyable. Great content, by the way. And then her aftercare and however the hell she turns out. Like, that would be so much more compelling footage than her cooking. There's an idea. Anyway, put down in the comments what you think the visit to Colombia is about. And if you think it's about Harry's love for Coca-Cola, then write Coca-Cola, if you know what I mean. Okay? Why are they going to Colombia? Please tell me down in the comments. I love you all so much, and you know that. And please don't forget to subscribe and press the bell notification. And yeah, like the video if you did like it, because that does help the algorithm. Love you so much. Bye.